Hello guys, welcome back to the crew calling all units comparison test number 38. Circuit 6, and 6 that means the sixth category that we are going to test, and these are the retro cars or the classic cars, whatever you want to call them. We have a few things to do here. As you can see, we have about 7 cars in this category. The Chevrolet Camaro RS 1969, that is our first contender, in bright yellow, which is one of the official colors, I'm assuming, because that's what I have on my cars. I don't mess about, I don't rise them, I just put an official color, an official rim on it, and play around a bit with bumpers and things. That's what I've been doing lately. Seeing I was once more on the maximum bucks of 9,919 and so on, I bought all the colors, the bumpers, the rims that I did not have yet. So basically I bought everything that was available in the tuners. Meanwhile it is raining, but that can happen if you go around in free drive. And as always, done it also with the previous videos. In these tests, we deal with the conditions that we have. So it might dry out a little bit by the time we got to the 5th or 6th video in this retro category. A bit sliding about this car. Might have something to do with the rain, but in general these cars kind of slide. Hello, traffic. That's gonna cost us a second or two. It seems to be lacking a bit of power going out of the corners. Bit oversteering, but not like it's annoying or something. You can actually use it to throw the car in the corner. But then you come out of the corner and it lacks a bit of oomph. Needs a bit of more power, I think. But we will see. It's the first one we test here. Might turn out to be the fastest, you never know, but I don't think so. Especially if you're gonna hit cars. That already tells me that this is not gonna be the fastest. Because I fully hit 2 cars here already, so in this run. If I think it would be the fastest of the lot, then I would not leave this video in. But I did leave it in, so that means it's not going to be the fastest. Play around with the throttle there. Pulley switch, that might mean that the thing does not want to finish in a second either. Very often the case. If you do a free drive challenge and this police thing shows up, doesn't want to finish you or anything, but it seems to be okay. It does finish it in a time of 3:40, but of course we fully hit 2 cars, so I don't know, 3:35, 3:36 or something might have been the time if we done a more smoother run. But we're probably gonna go under that with some of the cars, otherwise I would never let this video go in here. The Chevrolet Impala SS, or sports sedan, or that's our contender number 2 in this category. A bit more raw sound, although the sounds in this game are not that spot on, I must say, but yeah, it is what it is. But it is a bit of a wide, heavy car. But still, it feels like it has a little bit more acceleration, at least in the Camaro. Or it just may sound louder, that already gives you the feeling that you're going faster, but we will see at the end, I guess. Brakes are not that good on this thing. I don't think that guy that we just passed there is gonna play the crew 2, because he can barely play this game. You saw him shaking there on the road. That's probably 5-10 FPS that's it getting there. Probably playing on a potato. So he's not gonna be able to run the crew 2, that is definitely sure. It's wide, it's heavy, so you can hit a car, which, okay. You cannot hit a rock, that's for sure. Saved by the wall there, more or less, otherwise we would have been in the river down there. But it's kinda okay, because also with the Camaro we hit some stuff, so that at least will give us an indicator. It's more a bit more boat handling than the Camaro though. Even hit another car, I just noticed here now. If I'm not mistaken, it has a pretty decent top speed as well, this one. But it's a bit too heavy to handle, I think. Why not hit another car? Slightly turning 9 as well, so we might get by default already a few faster times in one of the next videos. If nighttime there is less traffic, you're gonna get faster times. But even with hitting all these cars, I did 337, which is still 3 seconds faster than the Camaro RS. So you probably can take in consideration 5-6 seconds faster if you get a bit more smoother run. But still left the video in, because there are gonna be cars way faster than this. The 1969 Dodge Charger RT HEMI. All a bit confusing to me, these names in these cars. This thing has 2 doors, which in my opinion sort of makes it a Challenger. If it has 4 doors it makes it a Charger, but here it has 2 doors and it's called a Charger. Whatever. American logic, I guess. That seems to be a bit of wheel spinning, or what it's doing, it sort of hangs about around 6000 RPM before it actually shifts. The circuit spec thing also seems to be a pretty long car. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's sort of stuck on the limiter in, especially in lower gears. So it's wheel spinning all over the place. Too much power to put on the ground. Typical American thing in this game. No more boost left. That means that I already had to play around with the boost too much to get it going out of the corners. But once it's going, then they keep going. Straight line speed, never an issue with these things, they have enough power, but a little bit of handling is always nice to have in a car, in a game. Here we go. Wheel spinning out of the corner. Then you sort of come to a standstill, more or less. And some sliding and wheel spinning again. Get out of the way with your focus. Another one of those mysteries in this game. We are dealing with the Ford Focus 2010, while the AI traffic has a newer version of the Ford Focus. There will be a newer version of the Ford Focus in the Crew 2. Sorta in a rally spec or something. Rally cross, I don't know. We will see. Once you get it going, it smoothly goes till the corner shows up, and then it starts sliding and wheel spinning out of the corner. So I'm not expecting a super fast time here. It is raining again, but yeah, that was also the case with the Camaro. Brakes are also not good in this thing. Few more corners, finish inside. And that's about time, because I don't like to drive cars like this. You're on the power and they're busy wheel spinning, trying to get you out of the corner. So you're not really moving. 330 something, I think. Meanwhile it's still ticking, but it remembers when you pass the finish. It just takes a while sometimes before it actually stops the time. 338.1 is the result, so we are in the high 330s with these three first cars. But that's gonna change a little bit. For instance, with the Ferrari F40 LM series. Or Le Mans, or I'm assuming the LM stands for Le Mans. Meanwhile, it is 9 times, so by default we are gonna go faster already, because we're gonna have less traffic to worry about. But it's not like you're gonna go 10 seconds faster only because of traffic or so. We're still gonna have here or there a car show up, and I don't know how this is gonna look on video. For me it looks kinda okay. I have the brightness at 85% or something. But I noticed that on some of the videos where you do nighttime coverage that it kinda looks kinda dark, but I think this is one of those cars that only has 5 gears, maybe 6. I think only 5 this one. Do get some two-wheel action on that corner. $330, we're still in 4th gear, yeah. It only has 5 gears. But it's pretty fast. It has, although it only has 5 gears, they're pretty long gears, of course, obviously. The other cars have 7 gears, so they have a shorter gear ratio, that's for sure. But it still has the acceleration. It can get pretty good speed, and the handling is more than okay. Bit of understeer or sliding oversteer, one of the two, but it made me go to the wall. But just one of these cars, yeah, you can definitely throw it in a corner. Especially compared to the 3 Americans we drove before this one. $324.2 for the Ferrari F40. We have done 323.6 with the Ferrari 458. So we can assume that this is a pretty good car. That is for sure. Although this was a night run, Ferrari 458 was like a morning run with lots of traffic, if I'm not mistaken. But still, if we compare this with the 3 previous ones who did a time high up in the 330s, we get a 324 here. The Hotrod Hup One, one of the car wrecks you can find, in this case in the Midwest. If you find the 20 car wrecks in the West Coast, I mean, then you can assemble this circuit spec hot rod. And it's a bit of a flyer. That means you need to be careful that you do not touch anything, a little rock or a little stone or something on the side of the road, because otherwise you're gonna fly all over the place. But next to that, this thing is also pretty good. Has decent acceleration, pretty good handling, corner wise, and braking is okay, and also the speed is not that bad. Just a little bit stiff body chassis, which, yeah, you need to be careful that you don't touch anything, rocks or stones or something like that, otherwise you're gonna lift off. But if you can keep it going on the road instead of next to the road, as you will see, this thing is pretty okay. has 6 gears, but yeah, 4th is kinda long and 5th is especially is kinda long gear, so on tracks like this you're mostly gonna be in 4th and 5th gear. Only on the longer straight you might end up in 6th eventually, but kinda long, but it's also pretty small. It's not that wide, so makes it all that you can kinda throw it in a corner. .6. That's only like 1 second slower than the F40, and the F40 was a night run. This was more like an evening run, I think. Although normally I've recorded these videos one after another, so. But at the end it was kinda looked like it was going to get nighttime. Maybe I rebooted the computer or went offline for a second or so, because otherwise it would have been nighttime here as well. But 325 also here, definitely a fast time. Ford GT did 326 or something. I'm looking here, what do we have here? 2 more to go. The Mercedes-Benz 300 SLR Uhlenhaut. Let's have a look what that one can do. But I don't expect this one to be faster than the F40 or the Hotrod, and also not the last one in this category, the Shelby. So I think we already kind of figured it out for this retro classic category, but we'll see. It is I haven't looked at the time on the map, but the run with the Hotrod, it was like, it looked like an evening run while it should have been a morning run. We had the night run with the Ferrari, so normally it should be morning time now. 4, 5, 6 a.m. something like that, then you get like a car here and there, but not really morning rush hour. That's something you will get between 7 and 9 p.m. no matter where you are on the map. But already more cars here than with a Hotrod or Ferrari run, that's for sure. Also this one, just like the Ferrari F40, I think it only has 5 gears, which makes that third, fourth are pretty long ones. But this car also suffers a bit from the Mercedes disease in this game. A bit too much wheel spin, a bit too much oversteering. Sort of squeezed my way through there, but had to correct there, kinda okay. We've seen worse things happen when you needed to avoid the car suddenly. Some of the cars we even ended up in the woods. It's turning night again, so I'm assuming, yeah, I went offline after the Ferrari run. Can't remember. And then did some other stuff and then came back to the game and it was nighttime again. Can happen. For those not familiar with the game time, it's sort of 5 minutes in real life is about 1 hour in game. So if you play for an hour, you're kind of covering 12 hours in this game. And if you play for 2 hours, you cover 24 hours. So you're playing at the night and you go offline for 2 hours, you come back, you will have night again. Simple as that. Bit too much oversteering and sliding into corners, resulting in a 334. That's like a lower 330, but yeah. We did 324 in the F40, 325 in the Hotrod, so that's definitely not good enough if you do 334. And I also do not expect the Shelby, which Shelby GT500 1967. And by the looks of it, this seems to be more daytime. 696 horsepower. And surprise, surprise, it has been raining again. Not sure exactly when they changed the weather circle in this game, but it's getting a bit annoying at times. When I first bought this game, it was raining occasionally, and then more specifically in the south usually. We drive around in Miami, which is one of the reasons I did not spend that much time in that area. Half the time you had like, well, not even 1/3 of the time I think you had rain, but now it's all over the place. If you play the game for an hour, you can be assured that you have 15 minutes of rain. And that is annoying for different reasons. Some people out there want to take like nice pictures or, with the photo mode or with the video mode. And then the rain is not one of those things you prefer to see. And for driving wise, of course, it's annoying as hell as well. Meanwhile, we are sliding about in the Shelby here, because that's kinda how you take corners with this car. Sliding in the corner, coming out with wheel spin. Kinda anticipating on that, that's why you hear the pump 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 sometimes in the engine. Playing around with the throttle, because you take the corner, you go full throttle, you're wheel spinning, you're not going anywhere. Correction. That's how it can look like if you drive a boat. not extreme. There are other cars in this game who have more of a boat handling than this one, but it suffers from it a little bit as well. You steer to the right and the car eventually decides to go right, but yeah, that's already too late because then you already hit traffic. Quick reactions, don't expect them to happen immediately if you drive one of these cars. And that doesn't make it undrivable. You can even have some fun sliding through the corners in free drive, but if you sort of make a test or a ranking of some sort, you lose time by all that sliding, and that can't be good. We already exceeded the time of the faster cars here. We're over the 330s already. Sort of similar like the 300 SLR at 334 something, I think. Yeah, 334 408 is the result of it. That's an okay time, middle of the pack. Like most of these cars, they can do a 330 here on this track, and some of them can go pretty much under it. The result of that is we have 7 cars here, and because the times are so low for the Ferrari F40 and the Hotrod, I have no other choice than to take both of them into the winner's battle. 324 for the Ferrari F40, 325 for the Hotrod. Both of them go into the winner's battle, which was not the intention. I only wanted to take one of these, but both of those times were pretty low, so I'm gonna take both of them. Then we're probably gonna end up with 11 cars and bikes in the winner's battle instead of 10, but so be it. The times say we have to do it like this. I will see you guys in the next one, and that will be the utility, I think. SUV and pickups, although in circuit spec I don't think we have SUVs, it's only will be pickups. Oh no, the Escalade is an SUV, I guess. I will see you guys then, and bye for now.